Welcome to the first game of the Minecraft Education Tournament. We are about to start the game between two schools, Frankfurt International School and Anglo-American School, Anglo-American School of Moscow. Apologies. Just ironing out final preparations for the match. Both teams are ready. I'm giving you a sneak peek into the game, what is happening at the playing field at the moment. Anglo-American School starting on the red side, and we also have our Frankfurt International School starting on the blue side. Like I said before, we have some final preparations for the match, and then we'll get started. This game is going to be our first game in the series, and as you can see in front on your screens now, that's the tournament bracket. We're going to start with Frankfurt International School and Anglo-American School of Moscow for the match one, and then there'll be a playoff to the championship, which will happen on December 11. So just waiting for one more player from the Frankfurt International School to join the game, and then we'll be good to start. We actually have 5 players on either side, so I think we can start now. Just checking with the Frankfurt International School that their team is ready. Apologies, I still have 4 players, so we still need to wait. Oh no, they have 5 now, so I think we should be ready to start. Okay, both teams are in. Let me move to the actual gameplay. All right, both teams are ready. We have Anglo-American School of Moscow on the red side. We have Frankfurt International School on the blue side. We are ready to start. We are ready to begin the game. Super excited for this game because those teams have not played before. It's going to be the first time they're facing off each other, and it's also the first game of our Minecraft education tournament. Yeah, happy to see what's coming up. The game will be 20 minutes, and this is a best of 3 series. In other words, a team needs to win at least 2 games to bring home victory. So we have 20 minutes remaining on the match. Let's see what's coming up. On the red side, we have Anglo-American School, and looks like all players know exactly what they should do. Look at this coordination. Players immediately started moving in different directions. It looks like they have a strategy in mind. We have a first skirmish happening in the middle of the field. One of the players of the Frankfurt International School is trying to get to the base. For some reason, the interestingly enough, the lever has been placed on top to open the door, and then the flag has been captured by the Frankfurt International School, but then recaptured. Interesting strategy played by FIS School. They basically took one of the levers off the door to place it on top of the door of the opposing team. We haven't seen this before. The strategy has worked. However, this did not lead to the flag capture. Well, thank you, FIS TV, for your comment about the production quality. I appreciate that. Also, everybody who's on the watching us live, you're welcome to leave comments, cheer for your team. Although we would appreciate if you can keep the chat clear of any abuse words. So make sure the language is appropriate. Otherwise, we'll need to mute or even dispel you from the chat. So coming back to the field, we have another attack by the Frankfurt International School. We have 3 players leading the attack, 1 archer and 1 swordman. They're trying to get to the base. A little skirmish is happening here, 2 versus 1. The view is a little bit blocked. It's actually the players are there. Both players from the Frankfurt, actual 1 player has been eliminated. Now the button has been placed. Look at this. We have never seen this before. We've seen players going on top. We've seen players going around, but this is the first time a team has used a button to open a door. How smart is that? However, Anglo-American School has been quick to counter that with just placing bedrock here. They've used 4 blocks out of 5. I think the team has 5 blocks of bedrock, and they've essentially neutralized the strategy of Frankfurt International School. We see Anglo-American School of Moscow capturing Pillagers outpost. We didn't see what they got there, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to see what equipment a player got from the Pillagers outpost. For those of you who are watching at the first time, Pillagers outpost is the neutral objective that both teams can capture. So the red team, so the flag has been captured. I think I'm missing some of the announcements. A flag has been captured. I'm not sure which one. It looks like, all right, it's actually 3-0. We just missed the first 2 flags entirely. Yeah, I also don't understand why it's 3. I wonder what happened there. It should be 1, I agree. So I think we accidentally, yeah, I think there's a glitch. I think there was a glitch, so it should be 1-0. I think the score glitched a little bit, and then the score became 3-0. It should be 1-0, really. Well, sometimes games glitch, and I think this is one of the reasons. Let me just quickly check. I'm just checking. Yeah, it should be 1-0. I'm not really sure what happened, and well, I mean, I'm trying to see logs, and we'll change that. If it's a glitch, we'll change it back. So no, don't worry about that. The score should be 1-0, not 3. So let me do this first. I had to change the score a little bit. We've experienced a little bit of a glitch where a team has been awarded 3 points. Frankfurt International School. So we have quite a lot of materials used to defend the flag. We see cobblestone, we see bedrock, and we see spider web as well. Despite that, Anglo-American School of Moscow has been able to penetrate the base, and now the flag has been rescued as well. In other words, a player who's been carrying the flag has been eliminated, and now the flag is rescued. Now, blue team captures the flag. I believe student 13 is carrying the flag on the side. For some reason, the flag has been left unattended by the Anglo-American School, and now the player is making his way to the base, and there's no one actually stopping him. I don't think Anglo-American School of Moscow is aware of the fact that the flag has been stolen. Now the way to the base is unfortunately blocked, so the player has to make his way, but there's no one contesting him, so it's quite easy for player 13 to get to the base. So he decides to move sideways. Again, there's no one stopping him. Player 14 is trying to back him up. Student 15 will open the door, and Frankfurt International School will score yet another point. The score is now 4-2. Well, it's actually 2-0, but we have to adjust the score a little bit to bring it back to where it should be. I'm just quickly chatting. Okay. Right, the score is 2-0, 4-2. Anglo-American School of Moscow did capture the Pillagers outpost, and I think they did it one more time. So we now see one of the students from the Frankfurt International School is trying to get to the Pillagers outpost. They've taken down 2 mobs. They're now taking another one, and now they're making their way all the way up. So let's see if they are able, if student 13 is able to take the Pillagers outpost. So he's moving through the floor by floor, and I think he's got an iron sword or a stone sword. So he's been able to clear one floor after another. Now he's taken some serious damage, but nevertheless, there's just one floor remaining for student 13 at the top floor, and then he has been taken down. Good try by the student 13. He did manage to clear first 3 floors. So now there are only 2 one Vindicator and 1 Pillager on the top floor, and some of the luxury. I think this is an iron sword right there, and student 8 actually has been able to get to the tower. And let's see if the Pillager outpost objective will be stolen. The damage is going down. One is okay. Now we have the Pillager outpost, and we do get a glimpse of what student 8 is getting as a reward. It's a nice steal from Anglo-American School of Moscow. It's good to see them capitalizing on this opportunity. And look at this long shot. Oh no, sorry. Student 10, a student 5 is carrying the flag. There's an Anglo-American School of Moscow. He's a little bit hard pressed by student 13, but student 13 is distracted by the Pillagers outpost. A little skirmish will happening here. Good play by student 8. He hit himself, and then he did take down student 8. Student 13, good job, good play by Anglo-American School of Moscow. Student 8 skillfully hit himself on one of the towers, and now they did take the pillars outpost. They did capture the flag, and now what they need to do is make their way all the way back. So the score is will be 4-3. Again, Anglo-American School of Moscow has an upper hand now. They did capture the pillars outpost. They have Student 8 with Iron Sword and Iron Boots. That's some serious damage and some serious defense, so they have a chance. A fire has been set on the Frankfurt International School base. Anglo-American School of Moscow did use the strategy in their previous match in a friendly match versus Anglo Al-Bayan Bilingual School. 2 players has been eliminated. Now Student 3, actually 3 players have been eliminated by the Frankfurt International School. Now we have Student 8 who has Iron Boots and Iron Sword. So this is very important character, very important player on the AAS team. So a team needs to protect him somehow. Now he's taking some damage from the archer, Student 13, and the Frankfurt International School knows that Student 8 has got damage and he has been taken down by Student 3. In the meantime, Anglo-American School of Moscow captures another flag. Let me see who will be carrying this flag. The blue team has been able to rescue the flag. Very intense match. It's hard to commentate. So many things are happening here. 2 archers on the side of the Anglo-American School of Moscow. It looks like they don't want to. They want to let Frankfurt School to capture any more flags. They're trying to tread cautiously. A bit of a tower of dirt coming up on the Anglo-American School of Moscow side. Not sure where they're going there, maybe to get some vision of the map, but this is an easy target, and the player is knocked back. He doesn't take enough damage to be eliminated. So we have 3 players from the FIS side. Yeah, I've adjusted the score, so the score is accurate now. It's 4-3 for the Frankfurt International School. In the meantime, the blue team captured the flag as somehow AAS did not notice one player sneaking back, and I think it's the same play. The red team captures the flag at the same time, so both flag has been captured. We have one player with a shield with the iron boots. He's Student 13, has got serious loot. A sword, boots, and a shield. So I'm not really sure how Anglo-American School of Moscow is going to counter that. A blue team scores the point. It's 5-3. Student 6 of Anglo-American School of Moscow is making his way through the pillager outpost. He got spotted by Student 14, so the backup is needed for the AAS team. Student 6 is trying to hide, actually trying to make his way up the tower, and the pillager outpost will respawn in 1 minute. So it means that student 6 will need to face not only the pressure from the blue team, but also face the pillager outpost. Now the reinforcement from the Anglo-American School is arriving. Student 3 is making a good way of distracting the blue team, and it looks like the strategy has worked, even though Student 6 still got spotted by Student 13, and it's really, really hard to counter the Student 13. He's got a sword, he's got iron boots, he's got a shield as well. Very dangerous player. It's going to take a couple of players from the AAS team to counter this particular player. They're trying to regenerate health. Well-coordinated attack by the Anglo-American School of Moscow. They're trying to bow down the player with a shield and a sword. 2 players, 2-on-1 is going up here, but the damage is very serious. The red team rescues its flag. The score is 5-3 with about 8 minutes remaining. Yeah, the game, thank you, Mr. Long. I think the both teams are pretty strong. The game is balanced. It's going back and forth, but Student 13 is able to sustain so much damage because of the items, because of the shield, because of the iron boots and iron sword. And now he is trying to capture, and Student 13 has been taken down. Whether or not AAS team will be able to get all this loot right here, it just I wish student 10 would just go around and pick up all this wonderful loot. Like, look at this. There is iron boots, iron sword. There is just a wealth of resources here. And I think the blue team is aware of that, and they're trying to make their team. The communication didn't happen between the blue team. 5 minutes remaining for the match. The loot is still there. I wonder who will be able to capture it. Now, the red team is trying to get to the base. The player is eliminated, and it looks like something is coming up. Something is happening here, but the defense from the Frankfurt International School is pretty solid. It's hard to get in. It's try to head out to get out of their base. So a little bit of a respite now on the map. Nothing is happening, and student 13 is making its way back to collect his loot. That was a unique chance for the Anglo-American School of Moscow, and he got caught off guard. But now, how do you even try out student 3? Student 3 skillfully trying to use jumps and somehow get to the student 13. If only he had got here a couple of minutes earlier to get a loot. Student 10. Again, another 10, but AAS, I like how coordinated they are. I like how they try to wear down student 13, but it's really hard. Student 10, in the meantime, is taking damage from both Archer and the swordsman. Student 13, there's nothing actually stopping him from simply capturing the pillager's outpost one more time. He's got the damage, he's got the sustain, and he's been taken down one more time. Whether or not AAS team will be able to see that student 13 was slain by Vindicator, whether or not student 3 will be able to get up, pick up the loot, and capture the objective. There is still some time on the clock for Anglo-American School of Moscow to get back, and they're carrying the flag as well. So student 16 is carrying the flag. The reinforcement is here by 2 players. A little skirmish is happening, 2 versus 1. 1 player is down, another player is down, and now we have 2 players of Anglo-American School of Moscow capturing Pillager's outpost. 1 player is carrying the flag, and then the score should be 4-5 if the flag has not been lost. I see Frankfurt International School is carrying the flag as well, and I think student 10 is carrying the blue flag, so they should be able to score the point. The red team rescues its flag. Good job for the AAS team. Student 10 is somewhere. I don't see whether he's carrying a flag or not. No, he's not carrying the flag, so apparently the flag has been lost, so the score is 3-5 again. Another attempt has been made. And the red teams, they did not lose the flag. Awesome. So AAS is getting closer to making this match even. It's 5-4 with about 5, maybe fewer minutes remaining, but there is still a chance for Anglo-American School of Moscow to bring home victory. On the other hand, Frankfurt International School knows that they're leading by 1, and they don't actually need to capture any more flags. I don't even think they need to capture any more objectives. All they need to do now is just concentrate solely on the defense, and they will be victorious. Look at this lane. I like how Frankfurt International School is just moving in one lane. They have archers. AAS is losing 1 player. AAS is losing another player. The Pillager's outpost has been defeated. I wonder, okay, this is Anglo-American School of Moscow has captured the Pillager outpost. They have a flag, they have the iron sword, and they have the shield as well. Some damage is coming up, and because player 10 has captured the Pillager outpost, they were on low health, and they've been just taken down by student 13. But what I see in the background is student 6 carrying the flag with 1 minute remaining. If student 6 can bring home the flag, the score will be even. So this is just 1 minute remaining. Student 6 should hurry up. He should really make his way, making sure that he can make his way home and bring flag. So we just all the eyes now on student 6 and whether he will be able to get to the base. Why no one is okay, the door is blocked. He is carrying the flag, but the door is blocked with 1 player on his tail. There's just about 30 seconds remaining, so there has to be a way for the Anglo-American School of Moscow to make their way. It looks like there's a letter here. It looks like there's a letter here. 30 seconds. 10, 9, 8. I don't think he's going to make it. 6, 5, and... Oh no, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Anglo-American School of Moscow they were carrying the flag and they just couldn't score the point. It was 5-4. Oh, it was just really 30 seconds and they would have scored the point and bring this game into the overtime. But the game has been won by the Frankfurt International School. It's 4-5. Frankfurt International School, what a match. What an intense neck-to-neck match. And we can see celebrations for the blue team. The blue team wins the match, but this is not win of this. It's the first game, but it's not win of this match. It's a best of 3. So Frankfurt International School will need to win. Win one more game to win the match. We are going to take a short break and then we'll head into the game number 2. 5-minute break and game number 2 will be on us. Stay tuned. Game 2 is on us. Everyone is ready, and it looks like we are good to start. The score is 1-0 in favor of Frankfurt International School. That is on the red side this time, this game. I still think Anglo-American School could have scored the 5th point last time. I just wonder what happened there. Why couldn't they made their way to their base? Okay, game number 2 is here. Frankfurt International School, FIS, is on the red side, while Anglo-American School is on the blue side. Both teams are super strong, as we have seen in the first match. Both teams have strategy built around attack. Both teams have strategy how to attack, how to defend. So it's going to be... wait a second. What is happening here? Why they say there's 4-6. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players here. Okay, I'm just checking that we have. Yeah, it looks like we are well balanced. So both teams employ different strategy. Pillager's Outpost is been taken by Frankfurt International School. We see 1 red player capturing the Pillager's Outpost. 4 players are in the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 is there. Anglo-American School of Moscow is trying to get to the base on the side. 1 player is setting up the defense, and now a first skirmish will happen. Player 11 is oblivious of the fact that he got spotted. Well done by student 6. Well done by defend blue team. Rescues its flag, and this is the most important point. Why it's important to leave 1 player back so a flag can be defended. A good position of student 10. Good archer position. Student 13 is getting closer to capturing the Pillager's Outpost. Just 1 pillager remains, and the Pillager Outpost has been put down. Iron Boots and Iron Sword is the reward for student 13. So yeah, both teams need to be careful and somehow stop other teams from capturing Pillager's Outpost, because we've seen in the previous game what effect it has on the outcome of the match. It's really hard to stop a player once they have Iron Boots or Iron Sword. So I wonder what Anglo-American School of Moscow have in mind. Why did they allow the other team capture? Why didn't they contest? So blue team, red team rescues its flag. So that means some of the advances are made on the Anglo-American School of Moscow. The defense is coming up. Anglo-American School of Moscow needs to try to win this game, because if they're able to win this game, they'll bring the overall score to 1-1, and then we will have the 3rd game. If however, they fail to do that, then Frankfurt International School will be victorious in this match. All right, very quiet, very different from the first game. It looks like both teams recognize the strength of the opposing team, and they try to tread very, very cautiously. I see 4 players, actually 3 players. 4 players are on the Anglo-American School of Moscow side. Good team play by them. I think that was a friendly fire. Student 3 has been taken down by his teammate, but nevertheless, they stop the offense. So not really sure what is happening, what strategy is Anglo-American School is doing, because we can only see 3 or 4 players. So 1 player is missing, and I don't want to teleport. I don't want to reveal their strategy, but it looks like something is going up. In the meantime, we can see student 13 with the sword, with the shield. And yeah, this Anglo-American School of Moscow has no other way but to retreat. They're going to go 3 versus 1. The reinforcement is here. for the student 13. He's got a crossbow as well, an enchanted crossbow, and the blue team made a wise choice to go back. A little reinforcement tower has been put up by student 10. I like this. I like how this tower protected student 10 from the arrows. He has to retreat now, and he is being chased down by the bow for student 15. A little backup is coming up. We haven't seen a lot of advance from student 13. I like how student 10 has made a choice and to retreat. The score is still 0-0 with 15 minutes remaining. So far, maybe 1 or 2 flags have been captured, but none of the scores, none of them have been brought back home. Both teams are very careful. They don't want to overextend, and both teams are playing very carefully, very defensively this time around. Every score counts. If one team scores 1 point, basically what they can do, they can just turtle and hug their flag and just wait out and win the game. Still curious about Anglo-American School of Moscow. They're very careful. I only see 4 players, so 1 player is missing. And this is a very dangerous sign for the other team. If they got noticed that 1 player is missing, that means something. So 1 player can either be mining for resources, or maybe he's going capturing some other objective around the map. It's not illegal in Capture the Flag map to leave the area of the playing field and go elsewhere. It is not illegal. The walls around the map are just demarcations and some structural points for teams to use, but these are not by any means lines within which students should stay. Student 8 is waiting out. He's got a really nice position here. Red team captures the flag, so let's quickly move on and see what is happening here. Student 18, actually there are 2 players here. 1 player has been taken down, another one. Look at this. Student 6, there's a chase coming up. Student 13 is carrying the flag, the blue flag. You see those blue particles. How skillfully was that? How skillfully there. The passage has been blocked by student 13. Now he's got spotted by both student 8 and student 10. Now both players are now, and the flag has been, look at this wonderful team play by Anglo-American School of Moscow. Both players caught sight of the player carrying the flag, and they immediately moved and just corner the player who was carrying both the flag and some valuable loot. I like this strategy here. I like how Anglo-American School of Moscow started putting some structures down to regenerate health. They decide to retreat because they are carrying very valuable and precious loot. They do have iron sword, they do have a shield, and they don't want to lose it. They worked so hard. A good advance by student 8. He cut an opening in the line. Some damage is going down. A skirmish. 1 player has been eliminated. Good play by Anglo-American School of Moscow. They've just got down 2 players. They have about 25 seconds to get the flag. Student 8 had put down the letters. A good offense. Very gradual. Very gradual. Very slow offense is going on by Anglo-American School of Moscow. Student 13 has taken some damage now. The players has respawned. Student 10 is trying to outmaneuver 2 defenders. He's taking some damage. Student 10 is still there on the right side. He's got, he's coming from behind. And I think Frankfurt International School is not really aware of the fact that he's there. Student 3 captured the flag. 4 players is on him. It's really hard. He's between a rock and a hard place. Student 8 is still there, but it's really hard for him. I think he should retreat. 1 player is taken down by the bow. 3 players are just hugging the flag, literally. They understand that Anglo-American School of Moscow is serious in their offense, and they just basically stand here. Student 8, I like how he positioned himself in this little window. He was able to take down a couple of players, but then there was too little time for them to maneuver. But that was a really good move by Anglo-American School of Moscow. Very well articulated. The first took down the player here in the middle of the field, took his loot, and then moved back. In the meantime, Pillager's outpost has respawned. Anglo-American School of Moscow, we still can only see 1 and 2, 3, 4 players. So 1 player is still missing. It's not that they don't have enough players. They actually have 2 players two players on the bench on either side. This is the substitute bench. So it's not that they are short of 1 player. It's just that 1 player is on the objective somewhere. So 2 players from both teams are trying to capture the objective. Student 8 recognizes the disadvantage he's at. Student 13 has got an iron sword and the shield. The score is still 0-0. With 10 minutes remaining, both teams are again trying to tread cautiously. We've seen advances from both teams, but nevertheless, no flags, no points have been scored. A usual skirmish is happening in the middle of the field. Student 19 should be low. He's trying to retreat. A little backup is happening from student 14. In the meantime, I think a student from Frankfurt International School is gradually making his way through the pillar's outpost. He's got an iron sword. He's got a shield. So it's relatively easy for him to get down. I like his positioning, how he moves up and tries to attack. So let me see what's there. A stone sword and some iron. Even though they didn't get an iron sword, they do have iron materials to build one. So they will have now 2 swords. Anglo-American School of Moscow recognizes that the pillar's outpost has been captured, and they try to take down the player. 2 versus 1. I like the strategy. They're trying to move back, and now the player has been cornered, but he's shielding. So whether or not, how are they going from the back? And a beautiful team play and good awareness from the Anglo-American School of Moscow. They've seen the notice that the pillager's outpost has been captured, and they immediately moved down there to recapture it. 2 versus 2 is happening. 1 player is taking down and 2 versus 2 in favor of Frankfurt International School. Student 14 has been victorious in this little skirmish, and he has been rewarded with all the loot that he collected from the tower. In the meantime, the flag has been captured, but returned for the red team. And let me quickly check the blue team as well. Both flags are in place. The score is still 0-0. Some interesting plays are happening across the map at the pillager's outpost on both bases as well. But again, it's really quiet in terms of score. The score is still 0-0, and that just shows how skillful the teams are. Again, looking at the defense for the Frankfurt International School, I just noticed the student 5 left the game. Just making sure this will not. The Anglo-American School of Moscow still have 5 players. I just want to remind you that this entire time, Anglo-American School of Moscow just had 4 players on the field. Maybe we have one more here. No, these are FIS players. A little skirmish is happening outside the walls. Just want to make sure student 5 is in the he's in the substitute bench. Okay, wonderful. No, I just thought for a moment that a player from FIS is carrying the flag, but he isn't. So I'm still curious to see what Anglo-American School of Moscow have in mind, whether they will be able to pull off their strategy or not. 3 players are advancing really rapidly, and there's not many defenders. 1 player has been taken down, so that now 2 versus 1. Student 3 is left to defend the base. The base is wide open now. Student 13 is trying to get to the flag. The flag is securely. Blue team captures the flag. The red team captures the flag as well. And now it's 1-on-1 between a defender and the attacker of student 13. The blue team skillfully recaptures the flag. The red team rescues its flag as well. It's becoming really, really hard to to capture the flag and then bring this back, because you can. It's one thing that you can get to the pit, but then you need to make your way out. So let's just take a moment for a second to look at the Anglo-American School of Moscow and at their movement around the base. The pillagers outpost responds in 1 minute as well. So that gives a sign for both teams to keep an eye on the pillagers outpost, and with 5 minutes remaining, we still don't have any scores. Skirmish is happening behind the base of the Anglo-American School of Moscow. Student 11 is making his way to the flag. AAS is aware of the fact that there is an enemy player on their base and he's been taken down. It's kind of it feels like it's a stall now. Both teams are trying to make ways. The pillagers outpost has respawned as well. It looks like both teams need to somehow coordinate the attack and eliminate the opposing team, and somehow while they are on the respawn, they can take the flag and then take it back, because both teams are able to get to the enemy's flag. But then I think where they're struggling is to get out. And I'm still not sure what they need to do to successfully capture the flag, but then bring it back. The flag is captured and then returned at the same time. Previously, what worked in the past is where an opening, and actually this is exactly what is happening here, and red team is trying to get to the flag from behind. He is eventually spotted, but now they have a little opening here to the base. And defenders are working really hard. It feels like we are heading into the additional time. The round is 20 minutes, but because the score is still 0-0, there will be an additional time of 5 minutes. We see an interesting build here for the Frankfurt International School. They've put down some chests here to put down some of the materials that they have accumulated. They have a potion of healing. They have an enchanted crossbow. They have some wooden axes and apples, and this is again a good strategy for the team to share resources. But in the same time, student 8 was able to get to the base, and now he's a little bit hard pressed. He is trying to heal. He made his way out of the pit, and now he is on the run. The red team captures the flag as well. Student 8 made his way out of the base, and he's now running for rescue. He's using a wall to get down to the base. Both teams are in the possession of the flag. Student 8 is carrying the red flag. He gets spotted by Student 15. Student 15 will try to bow him down. Student 8, I'm not sure what health he's at, but he needs to make sure that a reinforcement should be in place. He's trying to make his way. He actually cornered. I wonder why Anglo-American School of Moscow did not send backup for Student 8. That was a really good play. In the meantime, we can see a player at Frankfurt International School, and he just fell from the high place. Anyways, both teams captured the flag. They were able to eject themselves from the base, and then it's just a matter of team play to then send backup. But I understand also that AAS was trying to recapture the flag. And we have 1 minute remaining in this game, and the score is 0-0, so we'll have 5 minutes of additional time. So I'm just letting our players know that there will be 5 minutes of additional time if the score is even. Because the student 12 just heading into the battle without any armor, or equipment. This is a good time right now to actually score the point. If you can score just 1 point now before the match ends. And here we go. We have the countdown: 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we do have 5 minutes of additional time. I don't know why the title's a little bit off in this patch. But anyways, 5 minutes of additional time on the clock because the score is still 0-0. How different this match from the last one where both teams were hyper aggressive and just capturing flag one after another. But it looks like with experience and with understanding of the other team, both teams are really, really careful. So we see again and again unsuccessful attempts by both teams to capture the flag. And we still don't see the fifth player. And correct me if I'm wrong, we still don't see the fifth player from the Anglo-American School of Moscow. We have 4 minutes of additional time. Our 2 players in an exchange of 1-2. Student 8 in Anglo-American School of Moscow has got a sword and a shield. I wonder if it's worth exploring a strategy where a team would collect those shields and swords to equip maybe 3 players, not just 1, because it looks like 1 player is no longer enough. Both teams are skillful at getting together and then playing 2 versus 1 if they do notice that 1 player is overpowered. So blue team has lost 2 players, and now they're at disadvantage. They have only 2 players defending the flag, and 3 players leading a siege from the red side. Student 15 is crafting a ladder, I think. 2-on-2 is happening at the base. 1 player is eliminated. Both players from the red team are eliminated, and there's still 1 more. A great defense from the Anglo-American School of Moscow. 2 players versus 3, and then backup from student 4 and 3, and now the attack is not successful. Blue team captures the point. Not sure what happened here, but for some reason the flag has been left unattended by the red team, and now student 8 is carrying the flag. He's got iron boots, he's got a shield, and now the reinforcement is here, and that's exactly what I was talking about. It's super important for teams to send reinforcement once the flag is captured. Now, and this is probably the easiest point for the Anglo-American School of Moscow, and the score is scored. The flag is returned to the base, and now we have 2 minutes remaining in the additional time. Anglo-American School of Moscow the team was able to get the flag, bring it back, and now the flag, the red team captured the flag. Student 14 is carrying the flag. He has to make his way back home. I wonder if the student 8 and student 3 are aware of the fact that student 4 is carrying the flag. The flag is returned. I'm not sure why there were no particles showing that the player is carrying the flag. The blue team captures another flag. Yet another flag is captured by student 8. He's taking some damage, and this is another trend that we notice in the game, is that once there's an opening here leading off, once the integrity of the base is eliminated, it's really easy. It becomes easier, much easier for teams to bring the flag out of the pit. BBS, our Anglo-American School of Moscow, has just 1 minute remaining to defend their flag. They have player 15 who should be on low health, so it shouldn't be no problem for AAS team. No, player 15 is victorious. He's been taking down, he took down 2 players. Now he's on low health now. 1-on-1 is happening versus student 3 and 14. Lots of hits are taking place. Student 14 captures the flag. And there's one more player here. They have about 30 seconds to take the flag back to their base. Student 14 is carrying the flag. Whether or not he will have enough time, they should have enough time to bring the flag. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And he just scored the point just in time. And the game is a tie. The game is a tie. Just in the nick of time, Frankfurt International School has just got the point in the right time. So we are going into game 3. We need to have game 3, 5 minutes, and then we'll be coming back for game 3. Oh, what a game. Did you see that? They just got the point with 2 seconds remaining. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break, get some water, do some stretching, and head into the third game. 3 is here. Game 3 is here, and the score is still 0-0 in our favor of Frankfurt International School. Very wonderful last game with additional time, and then miraculous rescue, miraculous victory for the Frankfurt International School. So let's see what's going to happen for the game 3. Actually, I forgot to do something. This is on the blue side. Yes. Oh, sorry. Just making sure that blue team, everything is good here. Okay, so we are on the same sides as well. The same sides. Blue team is Anglo-American School of Moscow, and the red side is Frankfurt International School. This is the second game. This is the best of 3 series. So regardless, even if Anglo-American School of Moscow wins this one, it's still going to be a tie, and we will have a tiebreaker sometime. If Frankfurt International School wins this game, then it's the victory for them in the series. So let's check how many players we see on the Anglo-American School of Moscow. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still missing 1. I wonder where this player went and where it is. Okay, AAS team is moving on the right-hand side. Trying to flank the opponents. I don't think FIS is aware of this fact that they're being flanked on the right side. The defense is coming up on either side. FIS is basically doing the same strategy that they've done in the past with Cobbleweb. Is it Cobbleweb? Is it Cobbleweb? Sorry, I always call it the wrong name. Cobweb along the side, and then AAS team has revealed themselves and they got spotted. The FIS team are just caught off guard a little bit. I like this staircase here, just an escape for their own team. They know someone is in their base. They've seen the nickname downstairs, so let's sneak to see what is happening here. Interestingly enough, the pillage outpost has been defeated. I wonder which team has captured. Red team, Frankfurt International School, captured the pillagers outpost. They got the iron sword again. So they're making their way back. They will be met with student 4, who's just waiting for student 13 to get out. And I think, I'm just assuming student 13 was had enough time to regenerate and restore his health. So both teams have set up defense on their base. Red team, cobweb, cobblestone, bedrock, the initial materials that they have at their base. Anglo-American School of Moscow, very similar design around the base, around the flag. Entrances are being blocked as well. So we can see here a little reinforcement of the walls on the left-hand side. Nothing on the back side. So we see 3 players from the AAS versus the defense of the Frankfurt International School. 1 player is left back for the AAS to defend the flag. Student 5 is basically building, not sure what it is, but it looks like they take their reinforcement of their base pretty seriously. In the meantime, a skirmish has ended in favor of Anglo-American School of Moscow. 2 players were sent back to respawn. A large amount of health was lost by the players, so they're trying to just move back and hide. Look at this rain of arrows coming down on the Anglo-American School of Moscow. They're still trying to siege. They're still trying to move slowly, but the two players who were sent back are joined, and they have to retreat. The players only have 25 seconds. That's the respawn timer. All right, 5 minutes into the game, the score is 0-0. Oh, we have a all right. Two players from the Frankfurt International School were trying to get from behind. Their nice attempt, but it's unfortunately unsuccessful. Still, one player is missing from the Anglo-American School of Moscow. We still didn't see what came out of this in the previous match. So probably this time, our Anglo-American School of Moscow will be a little bit more cautious of their time and the time constraints to be able to pull off whatever strategy they have in mind. A player fell into the water, so he is now moving slowly. Lots of heats are coming from the back. A reinforcement is here. Our Anglo-American School of Moscow lost 2 players, and then that's just 2 for 2 exchange at their doorstep. In the meantime, Student 8 was able to get from the tower side. He's now being I think he's cornered. Student 8 is cornered. He's been spotted, but it's really hard to do anything. He's just hiding in this tower. The pillager's outpost will respond in 1 minute, and basically Frankfurt International School, they know that Student 8 is in this tower, but where exactly he is, okay, we can see him coming up. He got spotted one more time. Student 8 is really careful. Yeah, the flag is captured, and now what he's trying to do, yep, the flag is captured. He ejected himself. He jumped on the wall. Very nice movement by Student 8. Let me just get the name for you as well. This is Maximilian from Anglo-American School of Moscow. Very well played by Max. He was able to just stay in the tower for some time, making sure that the area is clear. The team scores there. The Anglo-American School of Moscow scores their first point. Well played by Max. I like how he moved in the tower. I like how he stayed there. He actually built the suspension a little bit. It's a good place to hide because it has multiple stores. You can move up and down. So a really good location. I like how Max was able to use the structure to take their 1 point back to his team. And this is Student 8. This is Max, the same player. He's got iron sword, he's got iron boots, and he's got a shield as well. A very dangerous player in terms of damage, in terms of amount of damage he can deal. He can deal, and also in terms of amount of the damage he can take without falling down. In the meantime, Pillager's outpost had to respond. No team is trying to capture it, although we've seen a lot of activity this time around Pillager's outpost. Probably players are now recognize the value of capturing this neutral objective and the amount of benefit it brings. All right, looking again at the what is happening on the field, we now see that Frankfurt International School player is carrying the flag, but it's 3 versus 1. Poor lad. I think, yeah, the flag will be captured. And this is like, on one hand, you want to maybe move away from the playing field, but on the other hand, you need to ask yourself a question: will there be anyone from your team to help you out? On one hand, you kind of are evading our opposing team, but on the other hand, there's no one to back you up. So if that player needs to make a conscious choice as to where to go. We see a nice movement from 2 players. This is Max, Student 8, and Student 3. Let me just quickly check who it is. Gordon. Max and Gordon are 2 probably most distinguished players from the Anglo-American School of Moscow. Let me just quickly check Discord if I have any messages here. I don't think so. So everything is going slow. Good. Blue team captures the flag one more time. I wonder who's carrying the flag. All right, it's Max one more time. Max is carrying the flag. He's got a reinforcement. Look at that. Look at this well-coordinated attack. Once he captured the flag, 2 players are just sent to stall the team, just to distract them. One player knows that this is just a distraction. Student 18 knows it's just the distraction. The real deal is right there. A student 5 and student 3, like, wow. This is the second point for the Anglo-American School of Moscow, and look at how well it was played. Max caught the flag. He was carrying the flag. In the meantime, the entire team went out just to distract, just to make sure that Max can secure the flag and bring it home without losing it. I think it's probably one of the highlights of this match. How good teamwork can pay off in competitive esports and Minecraft. Very well played by Max and his team. We're now looking at what Frankfurt International School will have to respond. Previously, they were quite apt at capturing pillaged outposts and then leveraging that to win little team fights. Let's quickly pick what inside here. So we see emeralds. We see some basically some basic items. Nothing luxury. 3 versus 2 is happening here. Max is taking some damage from student 14 from both bow. He's now trying to retreat. It's now 3 versus 1. One player is taking down. They couldn't get to him, and now he understands it's a good time to advance. A very good team fight by Anglo-American School of Moscow. Max was just chilling out there behind the shield. In the meantime, student 10, this is George, was in the backup, and now they have a wonderful window of opportunity, but because the players have been sent back to respawn, they have around 20 seconds to get the flag. The flag is captured by Gordon. He's now hard pressed by student 18. He's in the pit. He's been just bowed down by all the players, and now. But at the same time, Max is still alive, and he's going through this little opening here. So let's just follow the player and see where it leads. It leads to the basement it leads to the ground floor, and then you can take the stairs here. So this is a really good path that Anglo-American School of Moscow was able to create for them to penetrate the base. Now Max is using the same strategy as he used before. He's hiding in this tower. He now has 2 players on him, and so that's a good exchange. When you have just one player, you're not losing a lot of manpower, but he's able to just forestall 2 players. That means 2 players are just sitting down there, and just because this is just one jump, right? One jump and you capture the flag. You won't be able to get out of this really quickly, but this is a really, really dangerous spot, and I'm so happy to see that Max was able to spot this location, and he's just constantly just using it, and he is able to regenerate health. We can see him eating apples, so he's just right there comfortably on this bed. The Frankfurt International School needs to do something. The flag is captured, and now Max is making his way. The door is open. He understands he has an advantage. He's got an iron sword. He's got a shield. He's making his way. Arrows are going down. He must have enough health, so he's now here in the tower. Student 14 is trying to stop him. He's a beast. He's taking down 3 players. Now he's in the top tower. What a movement. What a skillful usage of the structures. He's now trying to make his way out of the tower. Student 11 is here. And the PvP is happening here. 11 and 8. And player 11 is taking down as well. Max is just taking down roughly 4 or 5 players. He's low on health. He's trying to generate. He's trying to make his way. Frankfurt International School know that he's carrying the flag, but I wonder, where is everybody from the Anglo-American School of Moscow? Why Max is the only person here? So he made it to the high ground. He's now on top of the tower. He's now on top of the world, and I wonder what's going to happen here. Is he going to fall down and then lose his flag, or is he going to somehow just be here? He got spotted. He make a jump. He landed into the water. He lands into the water, not to lose health. He takes down one more player, and now he's making his way home. I can just only applaud to this skillful and very well articulated. Let's just recap really quickly what happened here. Max was in this tower. He got the flag. He went to this flower. He won probably 1 versus 5. He made his way back, and then all he did, he just jumped into the water. Is it Minecraft or is it parkour? I don't know, but that was so well played by Maximilian from Anglo-American School of Moscow. Well done, Max. Well done. All right, so it's 3-0, and Frankfurt International School is a little bit hard pressed for time. They only have 5 minutes remaining, and the score is 3-0. So I think what happened here is the Anglo-American School of Moscow got a little bit, maybe they gained confidence maybe that they can do it, and they just start capturing or concentrating on the objective. So a skirmish is happening here. Frankfurt International School is trying to get the pillaged outpost. Maximilian is here. This is student 8. He's got some damage. He's got some defense. Iron Boots is not a joke. So now he is on his way to get to the pillaged outpost, but the pillaged outpost has not responded yet. There's nothing here. So I wonder if what stops, maybe the timer is not up, but the pillaged outpost is still has not responded. Maybe still not the time. So I think what Max has demonstrated for us today is how important it is to know not just the basics of this map, but know the interior of those two towers. This is probably the first time in my memory when a player has been able to leverage both structures to first capture the flag and then moved out. That's just a creative way to play capture the flag, and I'm very happy for Max to show us today a wonderful, skillful execution of both movement around the map and also PvP or combat. So with 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes remaining, the score is still 4-0 in favor of Anglo-American School of Moscow. This is game 3. Well, technically it is game 3, but the score is still 0-1. So with 1 minute, the pillaged outpost will respond. And I don't think Frankfurt International School will have enough time to capture enough flags to either bring it back, bring it to... Student 15 was slain by zombie. I wonder where they found a zombie in this map. So I'm curious to see what is here. Oh, interesting. It looks like there's this underneath area where you see maybe this is where a player was slain by a zombie. Interesting. I haven't seen this before. I wonder how Frankfurt International School uses this space. In the meantime, we see a pillaged outpost responding soon. Yeah, it has been responding. Max is he got a little bit caught off guard, but he's ready. He is taking the pillages one by one. So I wonder what will be the reward for Anglo-American School this time. Max is making his way on to the top floor. He's got a chicken, so he is trying to get back on his feet. You do lose a lot of health while you capture the pillaged outpost, so you need to have enough stock of food to get yourself up to speed. And he's now he's not losing a single moment while just chewing out. He is trying to bow down some of the players. Now the top floor is about to be cleared. He's just running around, and then the pillar is taking off. And then we have Iron Sword and Golden Helmet and Golden Apple as well. That could not only you're able to protect yourself, you also can regenerate health much more quickly. All right, so score 4-0, and I think it's not a foregone conclusion to say that Anglo-American School of Moscow were able to come back and win this match. Not yet, but they're very, very close. we've seen a wonderful both team play, a team effort, but also individual skills of the players, how they are able to move together, but also how they're able to outmaneuver the opposing team. And now the countdown is here. We have 8 seconds, 6 and 5, and this is 4-0. Such a different game for Anglo-American School of Moscow, and this is the win for the blue team. Wonderful. That's such a good game, and we are in a tie. We are on 1-1. We are going to take a break. I'll check with both teams, team captains, to see whether we want to postpone this game or whether we want to finish it today. So let's take a break and I'll announce how we will be continuing in a couple of minutes. So let's take a break. I'll check with both teams to see whether we still have time or whether the third match needs to be postponed. into each team Discord, whatever they use, and have a little interview before we do a tiebreaker game.
Yeah.
Hello, Anglo-American School of Moscow team. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So let's do a quick post game interview. I know it's not not at the finish line yet, but still that was an amazing 3 games. So I just want to hear from some of you, and I would appreciate if you can speak one at a time. The other team can hear you through the live stream, so please be respectful to another team. So what are your thoughts around the past 3 games?
Well, first game, we had to first find out how they played, and evidently it was very annoying the way they played, but eventually we got around it, and yeah.
And additionally, our voice chat was really loud, screaming at each other.
At one point,
At
everybody
first.
was screaming, but then last game we got everything together. We were beating them up. It was
From
pretty
like time
easy.
to time, we found new strategies to kind of overcome our weak points.
Okay, and so Max, when you say annoying, what do you mean by that?
Bow spamming.
So,
So you'd come up to them with your sword out, right? Your shield out. They just start running backwards with their bow in their hand, spamming right click.
Yeah.
Very annoying.
Some people
was super annoying. Doesn't require
people
much
wouldn't
skill.
even use
And
their
bows
swords.
actually do the bows actually do a lot of damage, so it actually you
pretty
could possibly die from the bows.
I'm pretty sure bows do more damage than the sword.
Yeah.
right.
And then if you can do
So-
fast,
I
The
just
feedback
some
after
people-
game.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Long.
Game 1 was the feedback after game 1 is that the other school attacked always in pairs. They were very well organized, and that was an adjustment we made after the first game to combat that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was I've seen that in game 2 and especially in game 3, how at one point, and I was commentating that, it was a really highlight where Max would capture the flag, and then it was so well organized where he would just move, and you will see just team like the Anglo-American School of Moscow just collapsing behind him, distracting. It was well executed. So Max, I just want to ask you personally, like that play that you made where you went to one tower, then you wait out, then you wait. So can you talk a little bit about, did you plan it in advance, or did you just play it by the seat of your pants?
Or sort of, because my plan from the beginning was I'd get in their base, and on my count, I'll jump in, I'll get it, and everybody's gonna be there, right? Obviously, it worked out because, well, I would be going to multiple towers, just blocking their entrances off for the future fights, as I'd go in the left tower, right? I'd block the doors up, and then I'd run to the right tower, maybe get a kill, and then block the doors up there and wait for my team to group up in front of their base, which is why I was waiting up there for so long. Once they get there, I jump down, get the flag, I run around the border, and they're all there waiting for me.
Right, and that was quite a spectacular jump down in the water. I was waiting to see whether you have enough health to land on the ground, but you just land in this pool of water. Right. Just last question for your team. In game 2, I think I've only seen 4 players for most of the game. What was up there?
Part of it was having one of us at their base. Most of the time, I was sitting in their base, stalling 2 to 3 people. There would be at least one in our base, 1 pillager outpost, and the rest on the field.
Okay.
Just supporting everything. Because then we have a person everywhere on the map. We have info of where everybody is, and it's very useful.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, and sorry we couldn't play the tiebreaker game today. It's been an exhaustive for the other team. I think it's correct. Probably when I interview them, they will talk a little bit about that. But the past year, the squad, they actually got to the second place. So the team you've played today is quite an experienced team. So they take things seriously, and probably that's why they call it a night for today. But anyways, we are looking forward to the tiebreaker, and I just want to ask you, maybe you don't have to answer now, but in case is a tie one more time, I wonder what suggestions you have as to how we can.
I want to know.
How can we make sure that when it's a 20-minute mark and it's a tie, and then 25-minute mark and it's a tie, how do we break this tie?
Yeah, keep
Yeah, I
on
say
going
we keep
until,
on going.
and then
Yeah.
no, until
Or in
it's 5
overtime-
minutes. No, like
Or-
we
hold-
reached
hold on.
25 minutes, right? Yeah.
Sorry. Or in overtime, only have the next team to score a point wins.
Just one.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
what I
that's
was gonna
better than
say.
having 5 minutes.
Yeah, first to
I
score
definitely
wins the
agree with
game.
that.
Yeah.
Probably.
First
Yeah.
to score
Like
was
if you're up to
an awesome
25 minutes,
success,
then you go like infinite
Also,
time until someone scores.
Or maybe
Yeah.
like we could like have like when it's like overtime, like 25 minutes have passed, then like respawning is now disabled, and then like it's still like
Right.
it's
Okay.
still-
Well, thank you, guys. I need to join the other team. You can check in the live stream, and then you will be able to listen to the interview there. Thank you all, and I'll see you. I'll see you on Monday, where we'll debrief during our meeting in face to face and think about how to move forward. Thank you.
Should we can do Tuesday?
No, I mean,
Thank you.
Monday or Tuesday.
anyways, or Tuesday. Okay, I have to leave and join another call
Yeah.
now. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Anderson. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, wonderful. So who do we have here on the call?
I'm
We
Spectrum from the Frankfurt International School team.
Okay, wonderful. Good to have your team participating in the league. So I just finished talking with the Anglo-American School of Moscow team, and I'm here talking with you. So you are speaking on behalf of your team, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, so is it the first time your team are playing Capture the Flag competitively versus another school?
We actually played last year, but only 2 members of our team were the same team that competed in the last tournament.
Oh yeah, and that's what I heard from your esports coach. That the roster has been changed a lot. So, what are your thoughts around how did the first game go? How was the second game, and then why did you guys lose in the third one?
It was definitely a lot more tough to catch up with the other team than last time. I don't think we've played before, but definitely the skill level of the first round has gone up quite a lot. On the first and second round, I think we were really toe to toe, but in the third round, I think the other team was really good at getting the extra equipment, like I think they got lots and lots of shields and iron swords, and that really helped them push ahead to the win.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anything you would like? Is there anything you would like to say to another team, because they can hear you now on our live stream? Is there anything you would like to maybe shout out to a player, or just generally? Do you have any comments specifically for another team?
I think you guys had a really good strategy when you gave I think you guys gave all of your best kit to one player, so that they were really, really hard to kill, and were very far ahead on the team. I can't remember what their username was, but very good job on that. And thanks for playing against us, and you guys are really good sports.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, your team, your personally, and Mr. Anderson, if you can hear me also, thank you for putting the team together. And you and I will be in communication soon, to schedule the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Thank you very much for organizing this, Mr. Evgeny, and your live stream was really awesome this time. I think you guys have upped the production quality a lot. Yeah, well done.
I appreciate you. Well, I'm glad you enjoy that. We are doing this for students, so we can participate and play versus other schools and make it an occasion as well. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of Saturdays, and Mr. Anderson, I'll be in touch with you to schedule the third game.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, that's it for today. I think it has been a wonderful time. Thank you all for being here today, students, esports coaches, those of you who watched us live, comments, everything. I think it's been a wonderful 3 games, and we're looking forward to the tiebreaker. It's been unprecedented time when there's been additional time and there's still a tie. So the game needs to be developed further to see how we can actually make sure that the game ends with a result. And this is something that we will do with teams and esports coaches. Thank you all. Let's take some break from the screen time. I think we've been sitting for a long time, so make sure you do take a break. turn off your screen, get outside, get some fresh air, get some exercise. Thank you all, and I will end the stream now, and I will be with you next time. My name is Mr. Evgeny. I'm a tech coach from Anglo-American School of Moscow, and I've been your host this time. See you next time. Bye.